Part of Beyblade where Kai just punishes a Beyblader by getting his Beyblade destroyed. Now that was really heart racing. But then that came where Kai actually faced someone who was once a long lost friend, and Kai was trying to save this person after regretting for not saving him. Yeah, really dark stuff. But Kai in the end managed to defeat the enemy and tried to forget about what happened and also try to forgive himself, because that whole thing, man, so heart racing though. Now we move on to this anime. Some of you may have heard of it, maybe some of you haven't, but if you've been around Jetix on Toon Disney, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. No? Introducing Shinzo, or as the Japanese title will call it, Mushrambo. That's right. But anyway, I could name a lot, but I remember my older brother Harry used to watch it, and I saw this one sequence where there were the three Intarians, and they were just crying out for Yakumo, and Yakumo was just shaken with fear, and she was just so scared, and the enemy was just laughing at her. I can't remember which episode it was. Maybe you guys might know and might help me out, but I really can't remember. I'm really sorry. Let me think. Ah, let's see. There was also that one reptile king who wanted to marry Yakumo, and Mushrambo became dark, and now it was up to Yakumo to save her friends and stop this dark Mushrambo from doing any harm. But during that time, Yakumo was thinking about what the reptile king was taunting her about, how she was so weak, and Yakumo just wanted to use bravery. But then when she realized at this point that she was going to kill her friends in the process, she was like, no, I won't. And she just drops her sword and holds her arms out like she's reaching over to a child as she says, "This is so hard for you. I understand. You were trapped by the card, but I'm here now." And the dark Mushrambo suddenly was trying to lose control of the darkness. And he's like, "Yakumo?" Then he feels this energy within him, and he's like, "Ah!" And Yakumo just wraps her arms around him, and then she says to him, "It's all right." And then Mushrambo just stares down at her, and Yakumo was saying to him, "I believe in you. I'll always believe in you." And then she just hugs him and says, "There'll be no more cards." Or rather, black cards, sorry. Now this part is where it gets really... There's another episode that really got my heart racing. It was like, holy shit, that was cool! Okay, so there was this King Radis, or what, I don't know, I'm thinking of something else, I'm sorry. Some sort of king guy, and he was like, you know, of that whole robot city. But now the monsters were attacking, like this main monster that resembled a bird, a really ugly bird. But then Yakumo decided, I'm gonna put a stop to him. My friends are still encased and they're still in their card forms, but I'm gonna do whatever it takes to save them, no matter what. But while inside it, like and this is a spoiler, I remember they get wings so they can fly. I'm like, this is the best part. But I'm getting ahead. So Yakumo is trying to fight back, and the others from outside are just trying to cheer for her, but also they're scared that she's gonna die. And I remember, like, when a teardrop, the robot was coming to life and trying to stop this beast, this bird beast, from attacking. And Yakumo's like, "Is that you, Dynamo?" or is that father? I was like, oh, I don't know if it is your father, but it's really exciting. But then the bird creature got the upper hand. But, oh wait, Sago and Kutal, who are now in Hyperentarian form, which, okay, ladies, who here finds Sago's hyper form hot? God, I had such a major crush. I couldn't even look at the screen when he turned into that beautiful water devil thing. Oh, so beautiful. But anyway, and yeah, he was stuck in my head. But anyway, I was like watching it. I was like, they have wings! Holy shit! I love how they just, one went on one shoulder of the robot, and the other was too. And they're like, hey, Yakumo, you didn't think you'll have all the fun, did you? And Yakumo's like, my friends, they're here. I go, yay! And Kutal's like, Karas, not even your dark heart will prevent Yakumo from reaching Shinzo. I go, yes, 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 yes. It was really exciting, really. just incredible. But anyway, where were we? Ah, yes. So the bird creature takes on the robot. Yakumo tries her best, but then the robot goes up in the air, she flies out, and she's about to fall to her doom. And Sago and Kutal, who are safely on the ground, they're like, no! I go, oh my god! And my heart is racing. Then all of a sudden, Hyperentarian Mushra just comes in, and he's got wings too, and he cries out, Yakumo! I'm like, hurry! And Yakumo is screaming, she's falling to her doom, but before she could see him, her eyes close, and she's like, says, Mushra, and she falls. I'm like, no, 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 no. But then, bam! Hyperform Mushra just comes in and taunts the enemy. Yakumo just comes from her consciousness, and she goes, Mushra. And then Mushra says to her, you're going to be all right, I promise. And Yakumo just looks up at him with loving yet hopeful eyes, like, my hero. And she's like, thank you. And she's safely placed back onto the ground. I'm like, oh, that is awesome. Who here has seen that episode? Please tell me. Oh, and there was the one from the second season where Binka comes in. Yeah, you all remember her. Oh man, the one where they find this carnival, but then all of a sudden it turns out to be a trap, and Mushra gets the crap beaten out of him by one of the Cadrians, and he's about to die when Sago and Kutal comes in, and Binka comes along too. I'm like, yay, Sago! I love how Sago just comforts Mushra while he's unconscious, saying, fight's over, Mushra, for now. I'm like, boy, I wish he could touch my head like that. I go, huh. And then I'm like, focus on the episode, focus on the episode. Then Kutal tries to attack the Cadrian, but the Cadrians are freaking shapeshifters. So what the frick? Yeah, I went there. So anyway, yeah, I know I'm talking a lot, but this is so exciting. Let me think. Yeah, so they're trying to get away from the Cadrian, and oh yeah, it was really exciting. They're trying to dodge it, and they're shapeshifters and yada yada, and they can also take down any. It's kind of hard to explain, but see the episode. I love how the Cadrian is like trying to chase them with his shape-shifting. Oh man, it's so scary. And the one thing that got my heart racing was where they're like, we can trick him by thinking we went into the water, but we're going in the waterfall, but he doesn't know what we're up to. They don't say, they didn't say that, but the whole attitude of it. But the favorite part I love is how hyper form Sago carries Binka. I was like, oh, lucky girl. No wonder people think Sago is a ladies' man. In that form? Oh. But anyway. Good times. Yep. Alright. From the mouth of childhood to the new beginning of my teenage years. Okay. This is when things got really intense. And also, without meaning to, kind of gave me a little bit of a frightening little spasm there. Yeah, look up spasm. It's a slang for something else. Don't ask. Okay, I was into these great animes like Hell Girl, but I stopped because, hell gave me nightmares. Sorry. But anyway, there was Code Geass, and then Full Metal Alchemist. Well, Full Metal Alchemist came first, and then Code Geass. And during the whole Full Metal Alchemist sort of thing, I was also listening to songs like Flyleaf. You know, Fully Alive. Oh, man. Okay, there was just a few episodes of Full Metal Alchemist that really got me my heart going to go, woo, woo, woo. Just crazy shit went on. The first episode really got my heart jumping. The part where Rose finds out about the truth about the Elric brothers, and Ed, like, when his limbs were found out to be fake and he goes, brilliant deduction, then he just rips it off slowly, and Rose could see, and she's like, oh God. And then Edward's like, don't look away, Rose. You need to see what really happens when you sacrifice a life, when you try to bring back a human. Then he just rips out finally while he's screaming, is this what you want? Look! I go, oh man. Just that part was like, I'm like, I'm hyperveiling. I need a paper bag. It was crazy. Like, crazy. But yeah. Then came the homunculi, like how Edward faced them in this laboratory. Now this part really got my heart racing. I know I'm going to say this a lot, heart racing, heart jumping. But Edward finds out about Shao Tucker is now some sort of inhuman creature of a chimera. So yeah. Then Edward confronts all the prisoners and was like, who brought you here? And then there was the general, but then Edward exposes the general as envy in disguise. And then Envy taunts him, lust comes in, gluttony comes in, yada 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 yada. And then they bring Al in, and they're going to kill him by scratching off his blood seal like they did with another one. And then, yeah, the part was really intense.